Hey, Vinyl community, how are we? Adam here from the Freight. It's the end of the year, so everyone's doing their wrap-up videos and of a variety of things. I did the vinyl tag, which was so much fun, put on by Pretty Green Vinyl Guy. You can find that video. I can link it in the description. And I've seen lots of other people posting videos of like various different things that they acquired this year in 2024. I bought a lot of things in 2024, and I wanted to go over some reissues that I thought were excellent this year. I'm not someone who hates on reissues. I like reissues. I like when things are in print in good, high quality ways. So I'm all for good quality reissues, because for me, I'm actually finding it harder and harder to find, high quality, VG++, near mint minus and better originals. I know they're out there, but they're going up in price too. So if someone's re-releasing, a high quality, excellent sounding album that I love that I don't have a problem paying what probably amounts to like maybe $5 to $10 extra to have a guaranteed good copy of it. I'm good with that. So anyway, without further ado, here are 20 albums, reissues that I added to the collection this year that I love. All right, number 20, Grateful Dead, Reckoning. This is one that takes me back to when I was a kid, early teenager, mid-teenager. I remember buying this CD. This was one of the first Grateful Dead CDs I bought, albums I bought. I was into CDs before I hardcore collected, that was the first thing I really got into. That and tapes were the popular things. And so this was one of the first Grateful Dead albums I ever bought. I had Skeletons in the Closet first, and then I got this. This is excellent. Okay, so if you're not familiar with this is a live set. It goes hand in hand, actually, with the... I want to say it's the Live in San Francisco one that is, more the electric set. But this is an acoustic set, all right? And it is fantastic. 2 LPs, packed full of awesome arrangements, awesome music. The whole band sounds great on this. And yeah, this was a reissue that I was very much looking forward to. If you're into the Grateful Dead, and even if you're like sort of into the Grateful Dead, I recommend this. It's excellent. Definitely worth a listen. Number 20. Okay, this one. In Session. Albert King, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Okay, I love the blues. I got turned on to this in, I want to say, probably like 2002. I was a student at Berklee College of Music, and I was just in full Stevie Ray Vaughan mode. I was trying to learn about him, learn about his music, listen to all his recordings, just immerse myself in as much Stevie Ray Vaughan as I possibly could. And I came across In Session, which at the time I had as a bootleg CD. You used to be able to get all these crazy bootleg CDs. Who knows where they came from? But I had mine on a bootleg. And man, this changed everything for me. This bridges the authentic sort of old school blues to that, Texas blues, to that kind of where Stevie Ray Vaughan was taking everything. And Stevie Ray Vaughan's an idol of mine. And to hear him play with one of his idols and hear where he has drawn so much inspiration from with Mr. Albert King, one of the three kings himself. It's awesome. Listen to this. Just freaking listen to this. It's awesome. In Session. All right, this was another awesome reissue. Kind of a low-key one. Susan Tedeschi. God, what a singer she is. If you don't know Susan Tedeschi, now she's in the band with the Tedeschi Trucks bands with Derek Trucks, her husband, who is also one of my favorite musicians, guitar players. He's incredible. Guys know I love the Allman Brothers and rhythm and blues and blues rock. And this is one of her early albums, and it got reissued a few months back. And I believe it's mastered by Kevin Gray. Don't quote me, but it's mastered by, like, newly mastered from the analog tapes. And it sounds freaking awesome. On clear vinyl, really beautiful. Susan Tedeschi, Just Won't Burn. It's her at her, like, early best, and you know, she's the real deal. She's, you know, the best, if not one of the best voices out there right now doing it. And to hear her in this early raw stage, what I love about her is she's such an authentic musician, an organic, like, fan of the old blues. And you can tell, and it's genuine with her. And that's why, you know, one of the reasons one of the things that just makes her so authentic and amazing. And check it out. Really, really fantastic sounding record. All right, next one. A little bit of a curveball, but I'm throwing it. And I'm throwing it with purpose because this record kicks ass. It's awesome, okay? Love Angel Music, baby. This came out, this is 20th anniversary edition. It's ridiculous to think that this record came out 20 years ago. God. I can't believe that. That shows how old I am. All right, so this has a ton of hits on it. I mean, you're talking like hit after hit after hit. You're talking about Hollaback Girl, What You Waiting For, Rich Girl, Cool's on here too, I believe. This record, they cut this at 45. So we're talking about a sonic lift. This sounds awesome. This is really like an audiophile Gwen Stefani album. Yes, I'm telling you, it is. And, you know, I have no problem admitting I like a lot of pop music. Gwen Stefani is definitely, like, I like Gwen Stefani. I zero problem admitting that. You know, going back to OG, No Doubt, you know what I mean? That's what, you know, I grew up with. But she has a ton of pop songs that I love. My band, The Freight, actually, we covered Cool, that song from around this era. I think it's on this album, actually. Cool's a great song. And we cover that. And you can listen to that anywhere you listen to music. Big fan of hers. And this is cut at 45. Holy freaking buy it, all right? I'm serious, just buy it. There's a ton of bass on this record. It's fun. It's awesome. Seriously. Just do it. It's fun. You want a fun record, like, you're not going to expect it, and you're going to put it on and you're going to go, damn, not only are these songs killer, but it sounds fucking awesome too, because it does. All right, so what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means we're on number 16 or something. Math's not my thing, so I'm just counting them down. I'll try to pick up the pace here. Living in the Material World, the reissue that George Harrison did this year. I really like this mix. I have a few different versions that I picked up. This is the Amazon version. So, new mix by Paul Hicks. This is a really great album. I think it's an underrated album. It did hit number 1 in 73, but you don't hear it mentioned with, you know, All Things Must Pass and even, you know, Cloud 9 and whatever, some other ones. But I really like this record. I think it's a like, you know, very introspective George, and I think it brings out some of the things that people love most about George, the sort of dichotomy of who he was. You know, the yin and the yang of who he was really comes out in this. Beautiful, beautiful songs on this record. Check it out. I think the new mix is great. If you like George Harrison, even if you want to take a sort of dabble into George Harrison, this is a great record to start. It's fantastic. Live in the Material World. Okay. How am I gonna not say it? Honestly, how am I gonna not say it? The new Beatles mono, U.S. releases. Let me be the first to say, as a die-hard Beatles fan, I was so against this. I was so bullshit when they announced it. I was so pissed when they announced that this is what they were doing. I saw how they were digging their heels into the U.S. thing, and it's like, this whole year they've been doing it with all the campaigns and things that they've been doing. And I was like, I'm going to hate this. This isn't going to be for me. What do? I buy the box and the individual albums. How does that make sense? But I did it. I'll probably end up selling the box at some point, but that's who I am. I'm a ridiculous, impulsive, dumb Beatles collector. And yes, I admit it. I have a problem with it. But you know what? These sound freaking awesome. They blew my mind. They blew away. Okay, I'm not going to say they blew my mind. They blew away my expectations, which for me as a Beatles fanatic is a good thing, because the red and the blue, nah. I like how they got Now and Then on there, but the sound was just okay. They did some weird things on some of the Blue album mixes. But when this, I didn't want, but it sounds good. They got the sound right. And for me, like, and when I say they got the sound right, they got that American sound right, which isn't what I want. I want the British, don't get me wrong. But they did a better job with these pressings than I ever thought they would. And if you're a Beatles fan, buy them individually, get them on sale. You will not regret it. They're fun. They're fun listens. So this is, obviously Meet the Beatles, but any of them, I thought they all sounded fairly on the same level. So any one of those you chose to get would be fine. All right, moving right along. I think we're at like 14 or 15 or something like that. I don't know, math, again, not my thing. Okay, Miles Davis, Jack Johnson. This is the pressing that came out this year. So they did a pressing of this, I want to say a few years ago. I don't think it was yellow on top. It might have been different. But this is the one that's pressed on the new super high quality vinyl at new Fidelity record plants. In my last video, I talked about how I think Fidelity record plants is, oh my God, making a huge difference for mobile fidelity. And I'm so psyched about it because I want them to be good. And I'm sick of paying $40, $60, $100 for inconsistency in the past of MoFi. I've bought, I don't know, at least half a dozen MoFis this year that were printed this year, at least that many, and they've all been fantastic. So good on you. And this is one of them. This is there's tons of awesome guitars on here from, is it John McLaughlin or Mike Stern? I forget. But this is like a really electric rock album. It's fantastic, and either way, it's something you want to check out. Very cool Miles Davis right here. One of the coolest Miles Davis records in my opinion. And that sound on that one's fantastic. Okay, I wanted to include a Atlantic 75. You guys may or may not know I'm a huge fan of the Atlantic 75. There's any one of the jazz releases I really could have thrown in this year. I love the melodic John Coltrane. I love John Coltrane, but I think sometimes how far he pushed music in general, the amazing, majestic places that he took music, the unique places, the new places, that's awesome. And no one can ever touch that, right? That's who Coltrane is. But to me, there's something beautiful about hearing him play melody and songs that have heads that you come back to, the head of a song after a beautiful solo. And this record has that, right? So obviously, like my favorite things, everyone knows that song. And the melody, and like you have it in your head, but you hear him take it everywhere. And he's still, this isn't by no means like, avant-garde jazz or out there jazz, anything like that. But you hear the essence of where Coltrane's going with everything. You really do. You hear the starts of it here. And, while still maintaining a beautiful melody like only Coltrane can as well, too. This is special. And I wanted to include that one. Yeah. Next, Rhino Hi-Fi, Cars, Candy O. I did not get the self-titled. Rhino, re-release it. Come on. You might as well. You've been doing all sorts of stuff like that all along. Come on, re-release it. Anyway, this one. Fantastic record, honestly. The car, I think it's just about on par with the self-titled. There's so many great songs on here. Talk about Let's Go, Since I Held You, Double Life, Candy O. This record is awesome. Rhino Hi-Fi sound great. If you haven't checked out the series, check out the series. They have like a wide variety of titles. There'll be something there for you. This one, I believe, is still in print. You can still get it. Get it. It's excellent. It sounds so good. Awesome music. All right. Winding it down. Okay. This is just a fun, awesome, kick-ass rock and roll release from Analog Productions. Humble Pie, Smokin'. I was not familiar with this record at all. I streamed it before I bought it, and I'm like, all right, I get it. This is cool. I get why this was chosen. It is, and then I got it, and obviously this pressing and this record, the way they did it, it sounds freaking awesome. It kicks ass. It's blues rock, but it's not like over the top, like redundant blues rock. The songs are dynamic. There's like differences through each song in the album. It takes you on a bit of a journey. And man, you got to listen to this. Honestly, if you're into rock, classic rock and roll, you don't know this record, you need it. It's simple as that. Honestly, you will enjoy listening to this. This is a really great release. I wish there was more releases like this. So Chad, Mobile Fidelity, whatever, take notice. 33 RPM, just super well done, classic record, classic rock, awesome sounding record. And you know what? Don't even make it a gatefold next time. Unless, I'm not sure if this was a gatefold originally or not. The pictures are awesome. But you know what? If the gatefold adds, I don't know, $5, $10 to a record, don't do a gatefold. You know what I mean? Like, pass the savings on to us. More records like this. This was a hit. This was really, really good. All right. Back to Mobile Fidelity. My girl Whitney. If you know, you know. This is pressed on the Super Vinyl at Fidelity Pressing, right? I mean, a record of hits right here. And, one of the finest singers to ever do it. And this pressing is excellent. I've heard that the self-titled Whitney one that came out on Mobile Fidelity is equally as good. Sounds amazing. That's on my list to get as well. But again, heading in the right direction, Mobile Fidelity. This is it. Keep it going. Sounds fantastic. Really, everything about it really top notch. Okay. Next, let's take it back to the 80s and let's take it back to the Atlantic 75 NXS Kick, all right? Wow. I remember this record when I was a kid. My sister had it, and I remember it being on all the time. My sister's older than me. She's like 6 years older than me. And I remember, being a kid kicking around in the 80s and hearing all the music that would come out of her room, and this was on a lot. And so I have vivid memories of this album being around the house and like this music being on all the time. So it was really cool to revisit it because I can't say this is NXS is a band that I like bought a lot of their catalog or like invested a lot of time in. So when this came out, I was actually really excited. I'm like, hell yeah, I want to go back and listen to this. I know there's killer songs on this, and there are. The songs on this is just an incredible album, top to bottom. And I know there's tons of people out there that are big NXS fans that like so much more of the discography, as much if not more than this. So, I'm not claiming to be an NXS expert at any juncture, but I am telling you that this is awesome. This pressing is awesome, and you want to have your mind blown on a really great sounding rock, like 80s rock sounding record. Buy this particular one. This pressing's excellent. It's still available, I believe. Really, really freaking good. Sounds awesome. All right. Taking it back to a little bit towards the beginning of the year. Okay, this is the one hand clapping, Paul McCartney and Wings. If you don't know about this, right? This was actually really cool. I didn't really know. I had heard of this, but I'd never seen what this was, right? So basically what this is Wings after Band on the Run, and between Venus and Mars. Those are albums by Wings. They went in the studio. Paul was still feeling out the members of Wings, and what he wanted to do was he wanted to get he wanted to see what the band looked like on film. He wanted to see what they looked like playing live. So he rented out the studio, brought everyone in, brought a film crew in, and recorded them playing live. And it ended up being magic. And there's a ton of awesome live raw music on this record. It's a 2 LP set. and it also has a 7-inch single that is him out in the yard of Abbey Road, where he did a bunch of acoustic songs. So he did I'm Too Tired to Roll. Sorry, my eyes are bad. I'm Gonna Love You Too. Blackpool, Blackbird, Country Dreamer. And so you get like 6-7 more songs on the 7-inch, which is really cool. And this came out as a film too, and they released it in some movie theaters around different areas. I didn't get to see it, but I would love to see it, and it's on my list of things to watch. This was excellent, really excellent. And I'm not just saying that with my Beatles hat on. I truly mean it. This was really good, and it sounds really good. And the raw takes of some of these awesome songs that you definitely know are really cool to hear. This is not a throwaway. This is really, really good. One hand clapping. Paul McCartney and Wings. All right, let's take it back to the Atlantic 75. You notice a theme here. I'm a big fan, and talking about reissues, these are just really good. I like them. I like how they sound. I like the energy that they give these records that I never experienced hearing them in the past. You know, I've heard these songs before. I've heard this music before. And the energy that a lot of these recordings have, you know, hits me different. Okay. 90125 by Yes. I freely admit I am not a Yes fanatic. And please don't blast me. It's not that I don't like them. It's just I never got into Yes. It's just I haven't spent the time diving into them. I know they're incredible musicians. I know they have so much great music. I bought this. This was the first one that came out of the Yes catalog, I believe, and on the Atlantic 75 reissue line. And so I grabbed this one, and it's awesome. It's really awesome. The late 70s, early 80s punch and energy and tightness and lift is just like bang, bang, bang. This album is tight. Real tight, and it'll get you. Like, it's like everything is just on, and it just lifts right out of the speakers. Really awesome pressing, really awesome music. Definitely got me wanting to listen to more Yes. All right, I'm gonna do a 2-for-1 here. Core and Purple, Atlantic 75s. You guys can knock me all you want for, you know, the Atlantic 75 stuff. I like it. It is what it is. I know the 45 thing bugs people. It doesn't bug me. I like good sound and stuff. I have other presses of this. I have a good pressing of this that I want to say might even be a Bernie Grundman cut from like it's like a Walmart thing or something that I think might be like a Bernie Grundman cut or something. It sounds really good. But my point is, I don't mind, you know, having the 45s of these awesome albums. I think it's really cool. I think having rock albums in the highest quality way is cool. You know, jazz albums and traditional audiophile stuff get a lot of attention. I love having alternative rock and roll stuff that I grew up with get this kind of treatment. STP is probably my favorite 90s band, especially in that genre. I don't even think they're grunge. I think it's sort of beyond that. They're like, you know, rock and roll alternative. But they have some awesome pop stuff too, man. I love STP's pop sensibility and their melodies. It's one of my favorite things about STP. Really love STP. So those two, high on the list. All right, keeping it going. Oh, I forgot one that was supposed to be next, but I'm going to sneak it in anyway. This was a killer release. I want to say it came out in like the middle of the year. Ill Communication Deluxe Box. If you can see, this is like a lenticular cover. I'll try to get it to do it. I don't know if it's going to do it or not. It's pretty awesome. I don't know if you're getting that or not, but either way, if you are or you're not, it's badass lenticular cover. Looks like it's 3D coming off the page at you. So this is like, you get 3 LPs, right? So you get the record, the awesome, incredible music on Ill Communication. You're talking Sabotage, you know, Roots Out, all this awesome stuff. But it's got a disc of extras, and the extras are awesome. And this might be my favorite Beastie Boys record. I love the Beastie Boys. I grew up with the Beastie Boys. You know, they were on at every party we went to in Quincy. You know, they were a big part of my childhood. Everyone loved the Beastie Boys. You know, and where I was in my neck of the woods. And so to get an awesome reissue of this, really, really cool. 3 LPs. Sounds great. You know, you might be able to pick it up on sale now if they're still out there. So see if you can get a good deal on it, because it's worth it. It's excellent, and this is a record that you can easily listen to from beginning to end, and it kicks ass. All right, next we are getting into the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we got 6 left. Gonna bust through them. Interscope Records been releasing some awesome high quality represses. Billy Squier, Don't Say No. This record rules. If you don't know it, you probably do. But just, like, if you need a good, clean copy of this, if you have a vintage copy and it's a little worse for wear, spend the $30, maybe $40, I can't remember what it was, and buy this. Or find one used on Discogs, maybe it's a little cheaper. Oh my gosh, it sounds so good. From the analog tapes, artist approved, blah, 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 all those things. This is excellent. This record is so good. Every song just gets you going. This is a proper rock record. Proper rock record. Can't recommend this one highly enough. This pressing, Interscope Records, came out this year. It's excellent. All right. Bringing it back to the soul, my man Otis Redding. This one came out last month as the, Otis, as the Atlantic 75 as part of that batch. I could have also done the other Otis Redding self-titled one, but this one, the Otis Redding Sings Soul is, there's just so many hits on this. Just so good. Old Man Trouble, Respect, Change Is Gonna Come, My Girl, Satisfaction. This is, man, I love the way Otis sounds on these Atlantic 75s. Otis Redding is one of my all-time favorite singers, like right up there at the top, top of the top. He's there. No one does it like Otis, or did it like Otis, and man, the way he sounds on these high-quality 45 RPM audiophile recordings. I know there's something to original presses. I do. This is better. This is just better. Buy one and see for yourself. Buy one that you think you'd really like. Maybe you'd really like this one. I recommend it. It sounds amazing. If you haven't bought an Atlantic 75 yet, pick one. Pick one off the list that might be most appealing to you. Give yourself some space. Give yourself a little bit of volume. Let it come at you. I think you'll like it. Can't recommend this one enough. It's awesome. Otis Redding Sings Soul. All right. Winding it down, Santana Abraxas. I guess I have to cover up things now. I heard someone say you have to cover up the Abraxas when you show it, the stuff on it. Or whatever. I don't know. I don't really care. It's not. Anyway, this is awesome. This is the 33. I'm not sure if it's sold out or not. It came out a few months back. Obviously, everyone knows the 45 is like the first one step, and that goes for crazy money. I'm never gonna own that. And I'm fine because this 33 is excellent. It's so good. And a little side note, Mobile Fidelity is re-releasing a whole bunch of Santanas. This past year, they've done probably like 5, and I think they're continuing it. They're excellent. Every single one is excellent, and they sound great. Just buy them. See if you can find one used on Discogs. That's whatever. But I'm telling you, my overall point is, they're excellent, like really excellent, and I think people are sleeping on them, and maybe they're starting to wake up now because they're continuing to do it. But it's not just Abraxas. I'm telling you, go for the other ones too that are pressed at Fidelity that came out this year. Caravanserai, Love Devotion, Surrender. They just announced another one. Whatever. Just the Santana reissues are amazing. Don't sleep on them. Okay. Now we're down to the top 3 records of 2024. And to be honest with you, these 3 records honestly could be interchangeably the best sounding 3 records in my collection. I think they're that good. I'll give you a hint. 2 out of the 3 are Atlantic 75s. Shocker. All right, Willie Nelson, Shotgun Willie. I am not a country guy at all. I knew a song or 2 off this. Obviously, A Song for You. Beautiful, gorgeous, everyone knows. But I do love, I mean, who doesn't love Willie Nelson? You know, come on. So I knew this was good old vintage Willie, and I knew it was going to have some vibe to it, and I knew it was going to have some soul to it. And oh my God, did this blow me away. I'm telling you, if you know this record, then you already know. If you don't know this record, get to know this record. It is awesome. This pressing, this record's got soul. This record grooves, and it's got the country thing going, but from the first thing, Shotgun Willie, it's just down home. It's awesome. This is a good, great sounding record. One of the best sounding records I have. You know, it's how do you classify that or quantify that? But this wouldn't be far behind any record in my collection. Sounds excellent. Really does. The music is awesome. Super enjoyable listen. And oh my God, when he does A Song for You, on this recording, it's like you're in like a black cavern and it's just Willie's voice bouncing off the walls. It's awesome. Shotgun Willie, Atlantic 75. All right. This came out early in the year, in January. I remember when this came out, I pre-ordered it. And I didn't really know what to expect. This is one of the first one steps I bought, I think. Or like you know, super high quality, whatever records. And damn, is it good. Gets Gilberto, Impex Records. People have talked about this all year. I guess there's not much more I need to say about it other than wow. Other than like you're talking about sparse jazz arrangement with like maybe there's some vibes and some acoustic bass and just beautiful vocal, whether it's Jow or why can't I remember your name? Astrid. Whether it's Jow or Astrid Gilberto, you're hearing amazing spacious vocals around a beautiful acoustic jazz, and I love Stan Getz. I love his playing. He has this breath in his tone of his saxophone that I find so amazing, and it really comes through in this. This is an incredible sounding record. If you want to hear this in a special way, I definitely suggest picking this up. I have a feeling this is going to be like one that's probably worth a lot in the future because it's like that good. It really is. Check it out. All right, and my number 1 record of 2024 might actually be my number 1 record that I have in my collection. And this is not a record, I featured it on one of my other ones before, just briefly, but this record blew my mind, changed my whole thought process on approaching listening to records, especially ones that I wasn't all that familiar with. I don't know, without further ado, Hall & Oates, Abandoned Luncheonette. Laugh all you want. If you have not heard this pressing, the Atlantic 75 pressing of Hall & Oates, Abandoned Luncheonette, you can't say anything until you hear this. Listen to it first, and then you can come at me all you want. But I'm telling you, this is special. This is special. The bass, the whole frequency range is amazing. Actually, it's an incredibly dynamic album, and you would never. I mean, I would never have thought. I like Hall & Oates, but I never thought of them as like a full album band. You know what I mean? I love their hits. Who doesn't? They're awesome. Killer songs. And I love, Daryl Hall's show, Live from Daryl's House. So good, man. When the musicians come in and they do killer renditions of all these awesome songs, badass. this is it. Buy it, do it. I'll take the heat. Tell your wife to call me, or whatever, spouse to call me, and if they have a problem with it, they shouldn't, because it's that good and the music is phenomenal. You're gonna lose your mind. I think it sounds this good. I truly think this is a record that rivals the sound of any in my collection, including some UHQRs. It's that good. The music is that good. The bass, this is a reference record for me. This is the reference record for me that I will put on first. There are others I might go to check a system, to check updates, whatever. This is always first, always. And yeah, do it. All right, there it is. There's my long-winded top 20 reissues that I picked up in 2024. I hope you dug it. I had a great time sharing them with you, talking about music with you guys. If you made it this far, you might dig what I'm doing, so that's cool. I'm hoping to do a lot more videos in 2025. I hope you guys all have a great holiday season. Please like and subscribe. Definitely trying to grow this and interact with more people in the community so I can get more recommendations, so I can, just interact with you guys and find out what's up and what you guys are doing, and share the experience. All right. We shall see you very soon, and have a great holiday season. Peace out.